Sports Fan Club, The Bird Gang. Now, with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
And it's that time again. Another lovely Monday night and another edition of the Kazual Sportz show is on air for you, Bird Gang, Suns Nation, and all of the fans out there for all of our Arizona sports. Earl Burnett in the house. My man Sean McConnell is back this week. What's going on, bro?
Oh, man, have I been busy. I've blurred out the background because this house is in pieces with the baby. This is going to be the baby's room. So, you know, as you can tell, the studio is getting torn apart. And I'm going to end up moving in the garage. I blur out the back. I'm moving into the garage in a couple weeks. So we'll have a whole new place that I'll have to tour for you.
Oh, okay. Sweet. All right. So on tap, we got, of course, Cardinals draft getting closer and closer. And a lot of that Kyler Murray stuff is getting a little silent.
Imagine that.
Course, yeah, you know, and then we're going to talk a little bit of NBA and maybe some Suns. So it's all the same topics, but the subjects are the same, but the content gets a little bit different as the weeks go on. It gets added on a little bit by little by little. Playoffs have started in the NBA. I'm pretty sure there's some stories to tell there as well. So that's what's on tap for the night. And we have to always start with our Cardinals. So, like I said earlier, the Kyler Murray stuff is starting to kind of tell them. Now, you and I have been saying this from day one. And now they're finally starting to listen to it. So, now the mock drafts are starting to come down a little bit. Like, wait a minute, they might not be doing this. Now you want to say something.
Yeah.
And we've been saying this from day one. It doesn't make sense for them to take Kyler Murray. And they're just hyping this thing up as much as they can. And now they're starting to lose a little bit of that hype. So
that's probably our fault. That's probably our fault for putting everybody on notice and this not going the way that they hoped it would. I mean, we might have slowed that trade down.
Yeah, a little bit, probably. A lot of help from the Washington Redskins working him out.
Of course.
But this whole thing, like I said on last week's show, was like everybody had all the reasons why we should take him. Speed, of course, he's a dynamic athlete. He fits Kingsbury's offense. All these reasons why we should. And I saw reasons why we shouldn't. And that's the reason why I kept saying, no, we can't do this. I had to go back. I said, let me just go back and look on the tape and watch the tape and see how this guy really reacts. And I'm not talking about give me all the highlight plays. I went back and watched live games, the Alabama game, the Texas game, the West Virginia game, and watched him just interact with his teammates, how he handles adversity, all these things. And he's a decent quarterback. He almost started to sell me a little bit. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, okay, well.
You're drinking the highlight Kool-Aid.
He's pretty dang good with it. A little bit. I almost did.
They almost got you.
They almost got me, man. But then I said, okay, yeah, he's a talent. I'm not gonna say he's not that. I mean, he's good.
Right.
But we gotta keep in mind there are things. I mean, like for me, I don't know about you, because I said this last week. For me, I'm the type of guy that when it comes to this draft, I think we're supposed to draft by the best player on the board and not by need or fit.
Mm.
And that's what everybody continues to do, is put him in the top because of the fit. And usually when you do that, you leave the talent on the board that, that's going to usually be the next big thing. And we always miss out on the next big thing because they like to draft for need.
Levi Brown.
Exactly. And do we need any more of that? We've seen Levi Brown.
Please,
we've seen us pass
no.
on Adrian Peterson. We've seen us pass on T. Suggs before when he was coming out. I mean, all these guys that we draft for need, when you can just look on the board, there's talent sitting right there on the board, the best talent. And so the question is going to come back, is Kyler Murray the best player in this draft? And no, he's not.
No, he's not. I'm still seeing some mocks that have him going 15.
Okay.
And I mean, it's starting to settle now. I think Daniel Jeremiah started this whole train of starting to cool down on him. You know, that he got it from us, but still,
Exactly.
He said April 1st confidence meter, Kyler Murray first pick 90%. April 15th confidence meter, Kyler Murray 60%.
60%.
I mean, it drops just like that because all of a sudden nothing is changing. It's getting stale news, and when a story like this has no actual, I would say, legs to stand on, it all of a sudden just starts to just cripple and die away.
Exactly.
And the media just built this up to be I can't believe Kyler's still in the green room. I can't believe he's slipping.
Exactly.
Well, you guys put him up on that pedestal to slip.
Right. And see, he has to have looked like or automatically been projected as the best guy in the draft. And then, I mean, I didn't see that on film. I mean, I can see a dynamic player. I do see that. But I don't see that's the best player on the board. And we're number one. And you have to go pick the best player on the board. So who's the best player on the board? I mean, if you had to put a name on it, it would have to be Bosa or Williams.
Bosa, based on what he's done, the injury
Correct.
is a concern that could take him out of there. But I still like Quinnen Williams. I still like Q.
Right.
I think if he was, like I heard Ron Wolfley say, if he was a edge rusher or a quarterback, he'd be going number one guaranteed. But because he's a defensive interior guy, those guys don't get taken number one overall. But the Cardinals aren't in the position right now to look at this number one pick as, we have to take this or this. We have to take what's best for us.
Exactly. And, I mean, Quinnen Williams, to me, I mean, is the closest thing come to a sure thing as you can get.
The guy is a monster.
I know. And I mean, at least you know that if you put that guy in your defense and you give him a one-on-one, his job coming in as a rookie is just to maul a dude in front of you.
Yeah.
I mean, with the quarterback, it's too many things have to go right for Kyler Murray to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things have to be, too many variables that have to be absolutely right.
Now I can see why people are saying that. Well, if it's going to be any quarterback for the Cardinals, why not him? Because of the fit, because of Kingsbury's hindsight foolishly quote about taking him number one overall. About all these things had to happen for this to even become a story, and it has. I get why they're doing it. I get why it makes sense, quote, air quote.
Right.
But at the same time, it still isn't a sure thing with Kyler Murray in this offense.
Exactly. It's not. It's not a sure thing. And I saw some things, man, I'm telling you, on in those live games. One thing that I've not heard anybody say about what could be wrong with taking him. And I know it's all a learning curve when you come out as a rookie to begin with. So, but there's some things that I saw on tape that I'm going, okay, his durability is going to be an issue at some point because he's going to be able, he has to take hits.
Yeah.
And when you think about the quarterback position, I'm not talking about, okay, he's going to run around like crazy and win us a few games here and there. Okay, if we were to take him, yeah, he'll win us a few games.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about playoff games. We're talking about big games that you have to win to make a playoffs. And when it comes down to that, a quarterback has to be able to stand in the pocket and let the rush bear down on them and hit them as they throw the ball.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Coming into if we're talking playoffs, coming into the playoffs, if we get to the playoffs, no player in the NFL is healthy come playoff time.
Of course.
Everyone's hurt. So now you're looking at Kyler, who's already a little banged up coming into playoff time, getting hit by the best of the best defenses.
Right.
That's not going to be easy to come by.
It's not. And I saw on tape, like I said, on tape or on the live tape when that free linebacker comes up through the middle, I saw this 3 different times he threw interceptions on. When that guy's coming free up the middle, he sees it, he can sense it, and he sees it. He does a good job of still staying, keeping his eyes downfield, but he senses it, and he automatically ducks. He throws it real quick and ducks. He doesn't know where he's throwing the ball. He just throws it and ducks down and gets out the way.
Well, ask Josh Rosen how many times linebackers came free up the middle.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Josh has felt it. He knows what the NFL hit feels like, and he knows what it feels like to see that guy coming up the middle. And regardless, you got to stand in there and throw the ball.
You know,
I don't think this kid's going to be able to stand and do that in crucial times in a football game.
No, I don't either. It's they compare him to Russell Wilson, but Russell had weight on him, and that was what kept him from being Colin Kaepernick RG3 and kind of fizzling out a little bit for whatever reasons. But we talked about drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit earlier. I got to give a shout out to at British Bird Gang. They shared this this meme, this tweet. It said, "My new tattoo is the best," and it just shows it's not a real tattoo that does this, but you can get a QR code. You know what those are? The codes you scan on your phone, and it takes you to a link. So it's a QR code right on the wrist, and instead of going to like a link, it goes to Kyler Murray highlight videos. that cracked me up. That was too good.
Pretty good.
It was way too good.
Yeah, that keep everybody's eyes fresh and let them see all the good stuff.
Let me pivot a little bit here on this. On this Kyler Murray talk. There is another NFC West quarterback that is rumored to be making moves. They've got about less than 4 hours left to apparently make a deal. There's been word, and this is crazy to me, I don't think this would happen in a million years, that the Seahawks may consider trading to the Giants, Russell Wilson to the Giants, right? Getting picks back or whatever they get back. And then also dealing with the Cardinals to get Kyler Murray for the Seahawks. I don't think these two teams would ever trade with each other in a million years.
No, I don't. Well, when you're talking Pete Carroll,
what are we trading here? A world supply of gum? Like that's not going to work.
But I don't see that happening at all, man. That doesn't make any sense as far as.
It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson will be in Seattle. I mean, let's just be real.
I don't see it.
They're gonna let that thing just drag out as long as it's gonna drag. Even after the deadline tonight, that's not saying he's not going to be a Seahawk. That's just saying that he's not willing to negotiate going further as a Seahawk, which can still be rectified going on the way down the line. But he'll be in Seattle. I don't see anything happening there.
If he's going anywhere, he's going to New York. And what's funnier than anything for that to me is just that now he has no wide receiver to throw it to because they got rid of OBJ. You know,
well, he never had wide receivers to begin with.
Come on, now.
To a point, the ball was the only thing he had to throw to, and then maybe what was the little other kid that was in Detroit?
Golden Tate.
Yeah, Golden Tate. But other than that, he's always had little suspect little receivers running around. They were never that dynamic, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't see anything happening on that front. Actually, I mean. If anything, hopefully it'll kind of slow down this players starting to do what they want to do, get their way type of thing. Seattle holds out and just, hey, that's Russell Wilson, man. You know, you got to do what he wants. Not really.
Not really. For a percentage of the CBA, no.
Right.
He doesn't want a number. He wants percentage.
He wants percentage. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Trying to just revolutionize the whole thing and just change the whole thing up. It's like, you start doing that, you're going to have this whole thing in an uproar.
Yeah. Yep. There's a very good point that they could tear locker rooms apart seeing that, you're just a percent of the league.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. And then people you can see all the jokes and all the sarcasm coming from that. I'll just do 32% of my job today.
Exactly. Absolutely.
22%, 32%. But going back to okay, now I wanted to see something with that. Okay, the trade's of course the number one pick. When you see, I think the Raiders are pretty much out of the thing.
You think
I don't know
so?
why I got a feeling they're out of it because I looked at this thing from a Raiders standpoint. It doesn't make sense for them either to take Kyler Murray. I mean, you just got rid of Khalil Mack, Amari Cooper. You have Derek Carr, just like we have Rosen. You have a quarterback in place.
Right.
You have this team, and the main clog that I can't see them going after him is you just picked up a diva receiver that is not going to be good with a rookie quarterback that can't get him the ball when he wants the ball. So all those measurables together says, why would they go get a rookie for this kid or for this team? It doesn't make any sense knowing you need all these other pieces on that team field, especially on the defense, and you throw it all the way into one guy.
But you can see the opposite argument. You got rid of Amari Cooper, who tore it up the second he left. You got rid of Khalil Mack, who is arguably top 3 on defense league-wide. And you're leaving Derek Carr? That's who you're keeping? Of all the players that you got rid of, that's who you're keeping? Like, you can see the opposite argument. Like, he's definitely gone. Sure. They just have to make it work. So,
right.
I don't know. I'm still holding out hope until I hear no trade happens end of Thursday of the draft. I'm still holding out hope that John Gruden may walk in and be like, make it happen.
Don't be surprised if Oakland tries to deal a way to get to first but not take Murray. they could get the first and get that pass rusher they've been wanting that they gave away or try to get back. They can get Bosa. They can go after, Bosa at number 1.
And I'm fine with that too.
Huh?
I'm fine with that too.
Oh yeah. Of course, if they take Bosa number 1, I mean, shoot, and give us, we'll be 4. It all depends on what we get for him, of course, for that number 1 pick. And that's what it's going to come down to. How valuable is that number 1 pick?
Right.
What is it actually getting back? I mean, I heard today 4, 24, 27, and a 1 next year. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
To roll a dice on a 5'10" quarterback that you have no idea what's going to happen, or a pass rusher for whatever reason it is. But then the Cardinals would be getting back this king's ransom, and they can build their team. I mean, that would be the next good Cardinals team in their hands right there.
I would take right now, because it's getting closer and closer, and my anxiety's through the roof. I would take 2 of their firsts and next year's first. I'd be like, I'll give you a deal. I'll give you 1 first off this year. You can have that one. Even if you take Murray or don't take Murray, if they take Bosa, it still blocks San Fran from taking Bosa, so that's a win.
Okay.
And then we get our picks a little bit back, maybe move down even more. That way we can secure Harry. I like that, because if you're at 4, you got a chance of Quinnen Williams being there or Allen being there, and I'm okay with either of those too.
That's what I said. I said that last week. I said, okay, if that's the case, if the Raiders do deal with us, I would love us to have the number 4, which we would take Quinnen Williams
or Allen,
because he would be there.
Yeah, whoever's there, whichever one's there.
Allen. And then at 24, I would take Greedy Williams because he would be there. And then at the next pick, 27, I would take a guard, the best guard in the draft, and then that 33 in the first round would be N'Keal Harry. That would be the awesome draft.
Okay, so if you don't get 27, you're going to be stuck with Greedy. What if Harry goes 31?
Don't say that.
But you see what I'm saying? So would you rather get 27? So you get 4 and 27, and you just take Harry at 27 and you reach a little bit? But he's your hometown guy. Go ahead, make him a first rounder. I mean, you get that deal for him because he's the hometown kid.
I think it's all depend on where AJ goes.
Yeah.
Because if a guy takes AJ off the board like 15, 16, then okay, we know N'Keal is the next receiver in line. It could be around the 27 to 30, 33 going into the second round area.
You got AJ and DK Metcalf too. Some people like him a little bit more than Harry.
Could be the third receiver off the board.
It just depends on who you like more in that situation. So the Cardinals really got to be doing their late first, early second scouting on what these other teams like in receivers if they want the receiver.
Correct.
It's so many scenarios. It's so hard to predict. And you and I have been, come on, get Harry on the Cardinals ever since he was a junior.
Ever since the season ended.
Right, and it's been one of these things.
It wasn't just a bias type thing. I'm looking at the kid with my own eyes. I'm going, are they missing? Now everybody's starting to see what we've been seeing.
Right.
And now he went from, he'll be in the second or high seconds and third. Now it's okay. Now he'll be in he'll make it in the first round. Now everybody's saying he's going to be a first round,
could be, yeah,
receiver. And I'm like, he's the best receiver in this draft that can project being a star in the NFL. He's the best receiver in the draft. You take AJ Brown is not tall enough. He's strong enough. DK not tall enough, but he's strong enough. N'Keal is strong and tall enough and can run the routes. The only knock on him is, can he get away from the pressure? Can he create space and get away? I haven't seen no problem with that in the college game.
Worst case, he's your number 2 and he's your go up and get it guy in the end zone. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that on a good team.
Exactly. And he gives you another element that those other receivers have not done. He can run the punt return. Look at him in the open field. N'Keal knows how to run in the open field. Have you seen his punt returns this season? Man.
Yeah.
The dude's got great vision. He knows how to find that opening. Now, the only thing is okay, that NFL difference of that speed is going to be different.
Yeah, and height kind of is a disadvantage in that one.
Yeah, that'll slow you down a little bit, but still, as you get older and he starts to learn the NFL game, I mean, he still has that as an asset. Put him back there on punt return. Watch what he does. Right. Give him a wide receiver screen. Watch what he does. I mean, we've seen the wide receiver screen up close.
Yep.
I mean, that dude can go from one side of the field to the other side of the field and score on you. So
back and forth and run more yards than he needs to.
Man,
yeah,
I love it, and that's not just being a bias because I'm ASU and all that. No.
You got to see him in person.
Talent. The dude can just ball out. I think he's going to be an instant impact player on somebody's team. I'm hoping it's this one. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. You're listening to the Kazual Sportz Show right here on KSRN Arizona, the best internet sports radio station on the web. We'll be right back. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. Stick around, Bird Game. We'll be right back.
MPX, a neighborhood joint located at 4717 East Mill Road, is not just another restaurant. It's a community partner and gathering point. At MPX, everything is made from scratch. The menu is a creative spin on traditional American classics. Every item on the menu has a story behind it. From Ashley's biscuit chili, raised short ribs, to the PB&J French toast, there's a new favorite waiting for you. In addition to being the ideal neighborhood joint, MPX is committed to uplifting the community, partnering with local schools, hosting benefits, and give back. If you're looking to schedule an event, MPX, a neighborhood joint, is the perfect location to come together. And while you're there, be sure to check out the 195-inch TV. For more information, call MPX at 602-788-7134. Visit www.mpx.life. Follow us on Twitter at MPXLife. Like us on Facebook or stop in. Again, we're located at 4717 East Mill Road in Keene. MPX, the official neighborhood joint of the Easy Sports Talk Show. Be sure to tell a friendly and courteous staff Ed and Jim sent you.
Whether a growing family or upcoming retirement, Debbie Bishop of Homeowners Financial Group USA, LLC, is there. As a generational lender, Debbie assists everyone from first-time homebuyers to seniors looking into reverse mortgages with products like FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo financing. Debbie will work with you to find the loan to best fit your needs. Call 480-305-8505 for a consultation or apply online at homeownersft.com/Debbie Bishop. MLS number 224-947-830-90623 and MLS number 93718, even housing money.
You're listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Welcome back into the Casual House right here on KSRN Arizona, best internet radio station on the web, bar none. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, and we are still talking Cardinals, and we are doing, where did we leave off? We left off at the draft, right?
Mike was down talking draft, talking wide receivers in the draft.
One thing I forgot to mention about that real quick is the other teams that Kyler Murray has visited kind of throws this whole thing off. Okay, we know the Raiders and Cardinals, or Cardinals and Raiders in that order. The Giants, and then Washington of all teams. And then you got the Giants and Washington. What could they offer the Cardinals for that number one pick? I mean, I don't see anything that they can. I mean, the Giants may be a little close because they have 6 and 17 in the first round. But is that good enough for that first round pick, for that first pick?
Here's the thing that I think we might be missing. It's not instant gratification if you're dealing with those two teams. You're dealing with future gratification. So you're getting this year's first, next year's first, maybe this year's second, or maybe this year's third, whatever it is. It may be a crappy offer. It may be one of the worst offers for a first that we might see. But
Mm.
if they're desperate to get out of there and shed this whole Kyler shadow thing that's already starting to become probably too much for an organization like the Cardinals,
Right.
then I think they do it. I think they do it. Maybe they get 2 years out of another first, and it looks like it's a future thing where it becomes like this is the final 2 draft picks for the playoff push. Once
Right.
Kingsbury and Rosen finally gel 2 years down the road.
Exactly.
So it's hard to tell.
What's your take on? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but what was your take on Rosen showing up to the workouts? And I mean, to me, it's just a sign of okay, yeah, we already knew that he's their quarterback. He's gonna show up. What else is he gonna do?
Yeah, I was definitely not surprised by it at all. Not taken aback. I was delighted. I would say delighted is the word that I would explain this with. Delighted to hear that he was the first in the building.
Right.
Taking a page out of Larry's book, probably ticked him off a little bit since Larry's usually the first guy in there and last guy out. But it showed his instant maturity that we knew he had. I mean, the guy is a consummate pro from the second he became a rookie. He hasn't been pointing fingers. I mean, he's a little feisty on the field, but you expect that out of your leader, and a lot of our quarterbacks have been. And no, it was a very good thing to hear that he was there. He was there first, and the media made it be this thing. And it's like, why wouldn't he show up?
Exactly.
I mean, I think that he knows what's going on. I think the general manager, Steve Keim, and Michael Bedwell have told him maybe not everything, as Carson Palmer had alluded to on a special. He may not know everything, but he may know, hey, we're doing our due diligence. You're going to hear some things.
Exactly.
Just let it slide, and he's letting it slide.
I agree with that. I mean, especially now, you can look at some of the signs. Some of the signs are on the writing that's on the wall. I mean, okay, here's the main thing to me that stands out. If you were going to have your name all over the place with trades and getting ready, okay, first of all, you wouldn't be showing up to that workout. First of all, second of all, would you still be this quiet? I don't think so. I think you would be at least your people, your representatives would want to get a word out of how you feel right now. Even if you don't speak yourself, somebody's going to speak for you. He's way too quiet. The workouts, they pulled him away from the media, told him they didn't want him to do any interaction with the media. Why would they do that? If he was going to defend himself and stand up and say, look, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever, I'm gonna, he would be speaking. His representatives would be speaking for him.
This would be me.
Cardinals have taken him away from the media. They wouldn't even let him speak to the media.
This would be me right here.
I'm here so I won't get fined.
I'm here so I won't get fined. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm getting trade rumors on me, hey, man, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I'm not saying anything.
That's basically what he's
saying. Deny.
That's basically, in another way, he's saying that. He's like, he hasn't said a word. His representatives have not said a word. So it's like, okay, that's a sign he knows something. Like you said, maybe not a whole thing, but he's aware of something.
Yeah, I don't think Rosen has the whole draft board in his phone.
Exactly.
I don't think he knows everything. I think he knows, hey, you're our guy if we can get this deal.
Right, and then I'm not going to come in and waste my time going over your offense and learning all your offense if I know you're going to trade.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point?
Let's switch gears here. The NBA playoffs have begun, and a lot of the first round road teams won in game one and caught some of the big dogs off guard a little bit. So
the 76ers came back today and stomped on them. I think they had a lot that they had to prove. Yeah, they were off their phones and everything.
But that first game was like, oh, wait a minute, Pistons? What's going on? They came out there just blasting them.
Well, it's good to know that they put their phones on silent. So
right. So the Spurs, Pistons, Nets, and Magic all won. And like you just said, they blew them out by 28 or something tonight?
I don't got the full score. I just know it was definitely a blowout for sure.
Yeah, so that's just a sign the Nets are probably a little bit satisfied they got the split, or Philly's like, I mean, not the Nets, they satisfied they got the split, and 76ers are like, yeah, okay, you just got our attention.
Yeah, 51 points in the third quarter alone. That's definitely more than a little motivation behind that.
Yeah. Here's another series that I was looking at. The Warriors and Clippers series. when you got Patrick Beverly versus Durant. That was pretty entertaining, man. That was pretty entertaining as far as the brilliance of Doc Rivers of putting that tyrant or that little irritant on Durant, because Durant's he's a little bit, to me, a little bit soft in the mindset where sometimes those things get into his head.
You mean soft like a cupcake?
Yeah, a little bit, man. You could get in his head a little bit.
Oh man.
And that part with Beverly like flopping, like, what you doing this for? That's hilarious on tape, man.
Well, right now, Golden State's up by 11 with 7 minutes to go in the second
they'll
quarter.
sweep that series, but I mean, I just thought it was brilliant that Doc said, "Hey, look, what do I have to lose? Let me put somebody on this dude because I know I can get him out of his game." He ended up getting ejected. It didn't make any difference because, of course, you got that comfort zone behind you with those other all-stars on your team. If Durant got ejected when he was the man on the team by himself, then now you can say, okay, we got him out the game. We can go ahead and attack this team. You can't do that with that team.
Right. I really like Pat Bev's game. He's one of those guys. Defensively, he just gets after it, and it's one of those ones that you can respect. Man. Yeah, it really,
he
especially
looks and plays like a junkyard dog.
Yeah, especially in playoff basketball, it's what you need. I mean, he's not there for the regular season; he's definitely there for the playoffs, and it shows for sure.
Right. The OKC series with Portland, I thought I picked Portland in this series because it's time for them to finally start getting out of that first and second round. I think they have to. I think they're primed to get as far as maybe. Could they get to the Western Finals? I don't know, but I just think they're going to be a hard out. And with Paul George being injured right now, they haven't gelled yet coming into this playoff. He's been out a couple of games. He's trying to get his rhythm back and all those things. You don't have time to do that in a playoff series. It could be gone quick.
Yeah, so. I could see that. I mean, I think it's a tough ask for Portland to go up against OKC in the first round.
I know.
Especially just because if you're looking at Dame versus Westbrook, I got to take Westbrook on this one just because he's got experience carrying his team.
Isn't that a wash, though, those two?
I don't think it's a wash. No, I think Russ has the edge. I give Russ the edge. It's a slight edge.
How?
I like Dame on the team.
Dame can score that rock, man. I mean, I know he ain't going to get no triple-doubles like Russ.
Right, and Westbrook, that's what I'm saying. Westbrook is bred to carry teams longer. Right. He's used to doing this ever since Cupcake left.
Right, okay. I got you saying that now. Yep. Okay, what about Houston and Utah? I didn't get to see that game one, but I'm pretty sure it went about the same. Was it close or was it? I mean, I didn't get to see that game one.
I did not watch that game. Houston, it was not close. 122-90. It's one of these things. I mean, Utah will be able to hang. Enough said. Utah will be able to hang with Houston if Houston's having an off shooting night. It's just that simple. I mean, it's like the Warriors. If the Warriors all of a sudden don't know how to shoot, although there's like 20 of them that can shoot on that team, then you're in the game. But Houston, right now, they're hot, and it's going to keep going that way.
You know who's in trouble right now?
Who's that?
Denver's in trouble because you got that old cagey veteran coach and them old cagey veteran players and that old cagey last through any generation system in Popovich. They could get up under. That could be your upset.
That think so?
Be your upset, man. I'm looking at that. I'm going, man. It's not going to be easy to put that team out. Especially Denver's relying on the Joker too much. I mean, they took him pretty much almost out the game. He had a triple double, but not a high triple double. But
so you think Denver's the favorite here? You think
Denver's the number 2 seed? They should be the favorite. Yes. San Antonio's number 7.
I'm sorry, but there's almost no favorites when you're playing the Spurs in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Take it from a diehard Suns fan.
Right on the net. That's why I looked at that matchup. I'm going, that's the Spurs, man.
Yeah.
They're in trouble, man. That 2 seed's in trouble, man.
Yeah, anytime you go up against that experience. I mean, it's Marcus Aldridge shooting 52%. I mean, come on.
Right, and Pop has done an amazing job with DeRozan.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I mean, the dude looks like a totally different player. I mean, he knows how to score the ball, but you don't see him just trying to do it, overdoing it like he was doing in Toronto. He is playing within that system, and it's just working perfectly for them.
Right. He had 18 points in the game.
And he didn't have to, and he did it comfortably. He didn't look like he was trying too hard. Wait till he pours it on where he has to be the scorer.
And he won't have to.
Exactly.
That's the best part about it. You got Aldridge.
Aldridge and Jokic going to probably cancel each other out. And it's just going to be him being able to delegate the rest of that team and just evenly, man, I don't know. They're in trouble, man.
Hey, don't forget, Spurs have Rudy Gay, too.
That's right.
So
That's right. I mean, cagey veterans, man, that know how to win. So look, keep your eye on that. If that don't go 7, I mean, one of these first rounders is going 7. I think that's the one. And then, of course, one in the East. I think Toronto's in trouble. Your boy Kyle Lowry just could not bring it in the playoffs, man.
No, he went over. That's a rough game going over, man, especially in the playoffs.
Man, how do you be an all-star and have no freaking points in the game? I mean, come on. And the ball's in your hands most of the time. How the hell you?
Yeah, I don't see Toronto losing this series.
Nah, Orlando's going to push them enough to wake them up.
Yeah.
And they'll probably go 6 or 7 in that one, too. But when you look at Kyle Lowry, I'm like, what is up with it? It's something in his head that he just cannot perform in the playoffs. What's up with that? 2014 against the Pacers, Paul George blocks his shot in Game 7, stopped them from winning that one. And then 2015, right after that, the next year, the Raptors were swept by the Wizards in the first round, and Lowry averaged 12 points in the whole series. Then 2016, the Raptors had a 50-plus win season, regular season, like they're supposed to be the favorite coming in. And they get in the playoffs and shoot 32% and lose. And Lowry's shot was like erratic that playoff season. It's like, what is this dude's problem? He's the worst shooting percentage in the playoffs when it comes to the first, like the active players that have shot over 500 shots in this in a playoff series. He is the worst shooter of all of them, 37%. I'm like, you supposed to be an all-star, dude. I mean, at some point you got to step up. And now you got the tag on you. Now you have the tag. Oh, he can't show up in playoff games. Just say that in a game on the court. He'll be gone. He'll be done. I don't know. That's hard, man.
Mike Lowry. I had to keep it coming, man. I had to keep it coming with the clips. Mike Lowry, man. Hey, don't be so tough on Mike Lowry. Come on.
Yeah, that dude got to get it together, man. I don't know. It's not like that, though. It's not like the series rides on him, though. I mean, they got a superstar over there they can lean on, but
for sure,
you being the point guard, man, you gotta get that thing under control, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he had 0 points and he had maybe 12 assists and like 6 rebounds, I'd be okay with it.
Hey, it's like, what were you on the court for if you got 0 points and ain't did nothing else other than that?
He was on the court for quality assurance, making sure the right play was set up.
I guess so.
Mike Lowry.
So looking at all these matchups, though, the second round's going to be awesome if the teams that's supposed to come out.
Right.
The second round going to be brutal. I mean, I expect Golden State to come out of that Clipper one, and we expect Houston to come out of that Jazz one. In the second round, we're going to get Golden State and Houston. Then you got.
I can't believe that's a second round matchup.
Portland might come out of that OKC one, and then Denver or the Spurs. That's going to be a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the East, you got the Bucks are struggling with the Pistons right now, but they should come out of that series, and the Celtics come out of the next series. That's a dang good matchup.
Right.
And then, of course, hopefully Toronto gets together. They'll have the 76ers. So those are like Eastern Conference Finals matchups and Western Finals matchups in the second round.
I'd like to see Philly-Boston in the Eastern Finals.
That could happen, man. It could happen.
That'd be a good one.
I mean, although Toronto and the Bucks could happen, it could go either way.
Can I just say it's nice to know that there's going to be the first NBA Finals without LeBron James in it since like the last decade?
Doesn't it feel different?
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good not to be just sitting there.
And I don't hate LeBron. I respect him, but it feels good.
I don't hate him either, but it's just good to see. Okay, who else? Somebody else from that. That his team's not going.
The media hasn't noticed yet. Apparently, I don't know. ESPN's all of a sudden real quiet about where LeBron James is, and the playoffs are happening. Usually
talking about that he's going to show up to some series somewhere at some point, try to coerce somebody to come to his team.
Yeah, but really, by now ESPN's usually outside LeBron's house seeing what he's having for dinner because the playoffs started. But now they don't even know where he is. It's nice. It's nice to know what's going on.
what's your take now that he's not there? Of course, we know he wasn't going to get that far anyway, being in the West to begin with. But in the West, can one of these teams in the West take down Golden State?
Right now in the playoffs, right now?
Right now in this playoff, right now, looking at these teams, because just think about it. The only shot is Houston right now.
Yeah, and they got to do it in the second round.
If Houston can't do it in the second round, these other teams are no way, no how can do it.
And paint this picture. They beat them. Warriors lose in the second round, right? Houston advances. What if James Harden gets hurt? Now you just have this open, wide door of, oh, man, what's going on in the West?
Yo, that would be cool to see that open door. Everybody's eyes would go, bing!
Right, because if it's not Houston and it's not the Warriors, what the heck's going on?
I bet you the Spurs would be like kicking into another gear and end up getting there.
Yeah, Manu comes out of retirement and Tony Parker comes back and gets traded. And and Tim Duncan laces him up one last time.
Popovich will open up the vault and have some old scrimmage, some old plays up in there that nobody know nothing about.
Bruce Bowen takes the bow tie off. Yeah, that would be awful.
They'll probably be the team to beat number 7 seed. But
man.
So okay, let's talk about our Suns, man. So you know they ended the season and gave out all their so-called team awards. And
what team?
It's pretty simple to know who the MVP was. We already know that. But I had a list here of some stuff they had. Hold on a second.
It was Marcus Morris.
Who?
Is it Marcus Morris? MVP of the team.
I'm down here on the list. What the heck did I do with my phone?
Come on, man. Jay's probably calling you too.
I know. That's probably why I ain't heard from him. Oh, snap.
Oh, we're having some Earl difficulties today. He lost his phone.
Earl difficulties. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a quick break real quick. We're going to get back.
Cue the music.
Cue the music, because I got to go find my dang on phone. I know Jay probably was like, okay, I guess he don't want me on the show tonight. All right, Bird Gang, that's my bad. I'm going to go ahead and take a break real quick. We're going to get back and we're going to talk Suns and finish this thing out. Casual Sports Show right here on KSRN. Stick around. Right back. I don't know what the heck I did with my phone.
Is all over the place. Between a website, email list, and multiple social media channels, how can you expect your audience to get the message? For just $30 a month, unify your messaging and audiences into its core with a core link community. No longer will your audiences have to guess which webpage, buried social media post, or old email has the information they're looking for. It can all be found in your core link community. Your customers, donors, or followers will thank you. Your community also comes with e-commerce, so you can now sell within the same place you interact. You're literally giving your audience the best tool to support you. Whether your organization has an online presence or needs its very first, your brand could benefit from total unification. To get yours, visit corelink.com. That's CORLINC. No E and ends with a C. CORLINC. As an
Sorry about that, bro. Hold on.
I want to tell you about my friends at Majestic Services. Are you a homeowner? When was the last time you had your office cleaned? What about the oil stains in the driveway? Majestic Services has you covered. They're your pressure washing and window cleaning experts. With over 11 years of experience, they'll provide you with the free, no obligation quote for your awnings, patio blinds, sidewalks, garage floors, driveways, and house plants. You take care of your car by washing it, right? Well, the outside of your house gets dirty too. So whether concrete, brick, stone, asphalt, stucco, pool decks, and more, Majestic Services will remove dirt, sharpens, grace, and more. Give Matt a call at 602-881-8228. That's 602-881-8228. Commercial and residential, value-wide. Let Majestic Services do your dirty work. 602-881-8228.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Now, who can tell me who the #1 radio station is on the web? Daily?
Kazual Sportz. Ready then, network.
All right. After the technical difficulties, welcome back into the Casual House. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. And I had to pull an audible real quick because I got my man, J Love, or Javon Adams, or a.k.a. J Love, on the line with
Mr.
us.
Absolutely.
Those pathetic Los Angeles. What's up, Jay? How you doing, bro? Nah, we just acting crazy, man. Just having some technical difficulties. I was like, where the line at? It's supposed to be ringing. I'm like, oh, it's not even in the office, man. So I had to go run out real quick and grab. I said, I know he's been texting me. He's like, I'm ready, dude. All right. So you saw the word, you saw it go down, man. So I mean, this segment was supposed to be for our sons. We had a little bit of it in, but we want to get your perspective on what went down with your boy Magic, man. He just kind of said, "Deal her out. I'm done. I've had enough. This is too much for me." What's going on with that, bro?
It's funny that I was talking to one of my real good friends that went through a similar situation where he was on a random Monday. It had been brewing for a while. In his situation where there were certain things that were going on, the people that he just didn't get along with, and the job wasn't what he thought it would be, and so he was in there on a Monday morning, and he typed his goodbye.
Wow.
Delayed the message to be sent until around 10:30.
Right.
Grabbed his backpack and walked out, and then he went back to that job.
Wow.
And so then because that just I forgotten about that until you mentioned it to me, but I think there are a couple things that come to mind. There's a popular saying you can't turn a into a house fire.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I think that was the case with Magic in this regard. You had to know that Magic wanted to use his charisma, and over many times since this happened, he wanted to be able to use his charisma.
Right.
To be able to be an agent of change.
Right.
And that wasn't the case.
Right.
And he had to work and really roll up his sleeves to get stuff done. And you would see, I remember seeing Magic on Jimmy Kimmel one time, and they asked him about LeBron James. He just couldn't hold himself back from trying to wait, not laugh, do that.
Right. Yeah.
When you're an executive, those are things you can't do.
Right.
Larry Bird, Danny Ainge,
right.
Any successful GM, and that's what, or team president or GM, and that's what Magic wasn't prepared to do. Was a lot of those 15, 16-hour days. He was
right.
I'm Magic.
Right.
And so I think it came to an end.
Man, so the character Magic wasn't fitting in the business Magic. Because when you think about it, it's like because he's always been successful in everything he's done, and so when things got a little heavy and like you said, you can't turn a so-so into a so-and-so, you can't turn a winner into a loser in his case because he's always won, and he wanted if it ain't going good now, it's time to get out. It ain't going good. I got to get out of here before I become a loser. I mean, it just seems like that to me. He's a front runner. So
yeah, because we can't say everything.
Right.
You've heard it said over the last few days he wasn't a good coach.
Right.
He was good. He was that dude. Well, yeah. And I echo when I subscribe to what that school of thought when he came in and he coached. I remember that. Oh man, the coach is gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Christie on the team, Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, I remember. the show, the magic show.
That was awful from the jump. I remember fucking saying, the best thing about that was Sheila E.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, then he kind of went down on the thing. Broadcasting too.
He was better when he was in the studio.
Right.
When he was trying to provide color.
Right. Right. Yeah, disaster.
So, I'm not the dude that says you can't ever, just because you've never done it, that you can't be successful.
Right.
I think if you understand and you set the right expectations,
right,
then you can go in, because it's far too many people, especially people that have gotten their jobs or started their careers by being less than qualified.
Right.
Like, man, it's not qualified. Hold up. You now you were a great manager, Timmy, but you weren't qualified to be that manager. You knew somebody that kind of greased the
right,
skin a little bit, so that you could get an opportunity to show what you're worth and do
right.
a great job. So I knew going in that Larry wasn't prepared to do that.
Right.
Larry Bird, you knew Larry Bird was prepared to do that, because Larry Bird burns hot.
Right.
That's what he does. But Magic is like, I burn medium.
Right. Well, I got my boy. Of course, long you haven't heard from him in a while. My co-host is on the line with us, of course. Your man Sean is right here.
Man, Earl acts like we don't talk, Jay. You and I talk more than anybody. Come on. Hey, we talk all the time about this LeBron James vacuum back in Cleveland. You think the vacuum's already turned on in L.A. or what? Is the vacuum already turned on? I mean, is the team already coming into the LeBron James vacuum? Is it going to be a wasteland in 6 months?
Trade him.
Right? I mean, what are you going to do?
Man, yeah, you're a comedic tiger.
You know we got to pile up on these damn Lakers, man, because we got.
I can't say anything because I'm not, and you guys know me.
Yeah.
You know that I'm not that, and I said in air quotes, I'm not that Raiders fan or that Lakers fan.
Right.
I said, well, we got to X amount of championship, because it's about how an organization is run.
Right.
And it's about the people that you put in place. And you've heard about, and this is, I didn't realize it until I heard somebody, I think it was on Fox Sports, saying that it was, okay, so when you look at the Lakers, when you look at part of some of their dysfunction,
right.
Besides the fact that Genie wanted to just fall out and give Kobe thanks for kicking it with his contract of $48 million. But it was Pelinka is associated with Kobe. Magic obviously is associated with the Lakers. And so when you look at these people that you put in place, it's all because they're from the Laker family.
Right.
That's as terrible as saying, you know what, Javon, we really would hire you, but Paul over there, man, he knows the owner, so we don't give him a shot.
Right. Right.
I don't qualify to fucking Paul.
Right.
Boop.
And that's the thing that is what the Lakers have to get away from.
Right.
Because of the way they run, and you've heard all that stuff said. And I think there's a lot of there's a lot to that.
I was always taught in business not to hire family people and family members in business. I mean, not all. I mean, not in every case it's the same. But when I got this job back in the day when I was coming out of college, I got this management job at Pizza Hut. And I'm the manager of this building. I said, okay, I get to hire and do everything. I looked at my whole high school, start hiring everybody from the high school, all the homies, family members. Man, this dang place went to hell, dude. I mean, anarchy all over the place. It's like your word don't mean nothing. And that's just E, man. That's just E, man. That's just E. And it's like, oh, you lose control of everything, man. It's like, okay, now I get why you don't just hire family members, because they don't respect the whole thing.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
If you can do it, hiring family or hiring those that are closely associated is with the disaster is more the rule.
Right. Exactly. Oh, I'm sure it can be done. Yeah. I'm sure it can be done. I just probably wasn't in the right spot myself to do it.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, yeah.
It just wasn't, I shouldn't have had the certain expectations. But then, conversely, people had certain expectations of me.
Exactly.
Tell you stories about, the first, which was our first release, and how I was the one that was, so you a business major? Here you go.
Yeah.
And so some of those expectations that were set upon me, but we came out on the better end of it. But
yeah, it was kind of disaster on my end, because you look around, you're like, got $1,000 worth of pieces missing. Yeah, but yeah, you know how it goes.
Hey Jay, there's one family you can definitely count on.
5-on-5 game, he good. 1-on-1, I'm undefeated. Never lost.
That's the Ball family, brother.
What's going to go on with the team now? So, I mean, where do you see them going right now, Lakers-wise? I mean, is that Anthony Davis thing still on the table, or because the Celtics going to interrupt that on the offseason?
To be honest with you, I don't think the next year or two. I'm not very confident. I was reading some stuff, and I don't know if you guys read some of the same articles that I've read, but about Pelinka and his very micromanaging style, trying to sit in on meetings and doing things that are atypical of what a general manager does, and really negating some of the power that a coach has. And I think because when they took those positions, that Luke Walton he was on the countdown in terms of for how much time that he had left. And I don't think Pelinka is necessarily that dude. He's not respected around the league. You've heard it said over and over again. And I think when there's fire, there's smoke. You've heard those things before.
Right.
But he's not respected among other GMs because of how he's fleeced other GMs around the league. And so they don't forget that. They have the memories of elephants.
Wow.
And if you're it's the crazy thing about it is they're going to hire a coach before they hire a president. So the president is then beholden to the coach, and then beholden to the GM. So where's the hierarchy?
Right.
And that's what gets me. So I don't really see this getting any better. I think LeBron was going to come to the Lakers regardless. It's a cluster, and I would hope that it would be better, but LeBron is. Who are they interviewing? People that are coming with LeBron. I lean towards the Pat Riley way.
Right.
Saying, look, you're gonna ride with Spoelstra because that's my dude. And if you have a problem with it, you can opt out in 2 years. But until that time comes, you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And they had to deal with it, and when they do, they won championships. So
wow.
I think you have to have somebody that's strong-willed, and I am pro-player in terms of pro-salary, even though I'm a business owner, but I'm about capitalism. So I'm not mad at LeBron for making this money, but you got to get in line and do what you do. So I'm not really confident about where the Lakers are heading right now.
Man, well, we're glad they're in that position. So I mean, we kind of dealing with our own stuff here, but man, to see
but we're used to it
right now. Yeah, exactly. We if you need some pointers on how to deal with that type of stuff, we can give you some pointers.
I got some nice tequila over here, Jay, if you need some help.
But
I've been bothering with Sean McConnell for especially last week while there's a lot of stuff. It's a cool thing. Here's what I'll say, because I got to jump off real quick. But here's what I'll say. It's the same way that what Magic and what Pelinka should be doing is Magic should be doing was empowering people to do what they need to do in order to make the organization successful. The same way that Sean says, look, Jay, you keep asking me these questions. You have to get online. This is what you do. Here you go. All right, I got to get offline for a little bit. You figure it out.
Oh.
And when I figured it out, I felt more empowered.
Oh, okay.
That's what somebody in that position does, to be able to make somebody think, yeah, I'm contributing to the value or the success of an organization. Or in my case,
Jay's always contributed to our success, man.
Adams, man. Ain't nobody saying no.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks, man, for coming over. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. cool.
All good to start, yeah.
All right. I sure will. That is Javon Adams, the only one and only J Love from the Easy Sports Talk Show on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And we got about a minute left here, bro. So real quick on the Suns gave out the awards. We got best player, of course, was Devin Booker. Worst player, they say, was Dragan Bender, but I think
they don't give that award out.
Yeah,
Here you go. Here's your trophy,
an award
Dragan.
for being the worst player. It actually was Trevor Ariza when they had
Oh,
him.
man.
Fourth quarter dominator was Kelly Oubre.
Yep.
Best defender, Mikal Bridges.
Absolutely.
Worst defender by far, Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, but he put up 50
Josh
though.
Jackson got the award for not coming to meetings and showing up to the fans.
Get out of here.
The Donald Trump Award for least qualified boss, of course, was Robert Sarver.
Oh, wow.
Where the F did they go? T.J. Warren.
Did you make these up?
This came off of social media.
Oh, my
Somebody
gosh.
put this out there. I thought it was pretty cool. The Surprise and Decent Award was Tyler 20 Million Johnson. Clutch Turnovers Award, Devin Booker.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man. Clutch Turnover Award. Best Fights, Devin Booker. And the award for always saying you're going to take over, DeAndre. I'm like, where the hell came up with this? I thought that was pretty cool, though. But that's the awards for the Suns. But the real ones you can find up on the website, on the Suns website. This has been another show, Casual Sports Show. And we are up against our clock here. We got to get out of here. From Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. We will see you next week, Bird Gang. We're getting closer and closer and closer to that draft. It'll be draft week on the next Monday. So,
and don't forget our party.
Oh, absolutely. Good looking out, man. See, Mr. McConnell has to keep me up on things because I forget a lot of stuff like y'all saw tonight. But we got the party going down, the draft party on that Saturday at the Twin Peaks in Phoenix. It's going down at 7 o'clock till all night, I guess. And we got Fortnite competition going down. We got the after party for my man, Fidel O.G. Hernandez, who's fighting that night at the Phoenix Celebrity Theater. And it should be one hell of a party going down on a Saturday night when draft day is usually on Thursday. Ours is going to be on that Saturday. So if you don't have nowhere to be on the Saturday night, come join the Casual Sports Show and KSRN and party with us at Twin Peaks. See you next time, Bird Gang. Peace out.
Bye.